R-Truth's shocking return to WWE wasn't just a feel-good comeback, it was a reckoning. Long dismissed as comic relief despite a career of quiet consistency, Ron Killings re-emerged not with a smile, but with purpose. This wasn't a nostalgia pop, it was a bold rejection of the caricature WWE had boxed him into. In cutting off his iconic braids and shedding the "what's up" gimmick, he buried R-Truth and resurrected Ron Killings, raw, defiant, and unapologetically real. What fans witnessed wasn't just a return. It was a man reclaiming his story and WWE being forced to tell it on his terms. The perfect foil to John Cena's corporate facade. John Cena, now wrapped in the gloss of corporate sheen and inflated ego, has become the poster child for a legacy divorced from vulnerability. WWE needed a grounded, authentic foil, and Killings fits the bill perfectly. Cody Rhodes, despite his compelling underdog journey, remains undeniably a company-crafted hero. Jey Uso, with his emotional ties and tag team spin-offs, has become intertwined in complex family dramas, losing some narrative clarity as a standalone character. Ron Killings' return, by contrast, cuts deeper because it wasn't scripted or premeditated. It was raw and unfiltered. Fans mourned his absence. They feared he was gone for good. Then, without warning, he came back, unmasked, stripped of his old comedic facade, and unwilling to be anyone's fool anymore. This wasn't a calculated PR stunt. It was real life colliding head-on with scripted entertainment, shedding the old skin. The symbolic haircut. The moment Killings appeared on Raw and ceremoniously cut off his signature braids was heavy with symbolism. Those braids, iconic in their own right, were visual shorthand for a past persona rooted in humor and light-heartedness. The "What's up" catchphrase had long been a staple of his character, a symbol of fun, a way to engage fans. But when those braids hit the mat, it was more than a new look. It was a symbolic eulogy. What died that night was not just Killings' old gimmick, but the comedic mask WWE had forced him to wear for years. What rose in its place was a man fully aware of how close he came to being erased, a man not interested in entertaining at all costs, but in confronting the very system that nearly discarded him. This transformation marked a seismic shift. WWE wasn't just giving Killings one last match, they were weaving him into their narrative fabric as a living, breathing challenge to the status quo. Meta-storytelling and WWE's changing narrative landscape. WWE has increasingly embraced meta-storytelling, narratives that blur the line between the scripted world and reality. From CM Punk's shock returns to Cody Rhodes' saga of redemption, the company has tried to lean into storylines acknowledging the real world. Yet often these attempts felt sanitized, overproduced, or manufactured to maintain the illusion of control. Killings' return shattered that illusion. Fans witnessed the real story unfold in real time. WWE announced his release. Killings publicly thanked fans. The internet exploded. Then he reappeared, not with a wink or scripted catchphrase, but with a scowl and a sense of raw defiance. This moment ripped apart WWE's carefully maintained narrative control, handing the audience the pen to rewrite the script. Existential stakes, beyond titles and championships. WWE rarely tackles existential stakes, the kind of personal, emotional battles that go beyond belts or bragging rights. But Killings' story is precisely that. The fight to reclaim dignity and agency from a system that tried to discard him. It's why John Cena is the perfect opponent for this new incarnation of Killings. Cena embodies everything Killings now fights against, a legacy without vulnerability, a man who controls when and how he leaves, and who rewrites his mythos on his own terms. Killings, by contrast, had his ending forced upon him, a corporate decision that left him with no agency. That emotional imbalance is the beating heart of their feud. The symbolic collision, legacy versus earned respect. Cena's partnership with Logan Paul amplifies the spectacle and bravado of modern sports entertainment, leaning into polish and showmanship. Killings stands as the raw, gritty inverse. He doesn't seek to impress, but to outlast. At Money in the Bank, when Killings attacked Cena, he didn't bask in the moment or throw up triumphant arms. Instead, he simply stared, hoodie down, face exposed. A silent challenge daring WWE to admit that what just happened wasn't part of the script. This refusal to play along now defines Killings' character. Behind the scenes, WWE treats this arc with unusual restraint. There are no backstage comedy skits or exaggerated reactions. Camera shots linger longer on his expressions, letting silence and subtlety do the storytelling, reclaiming dignity and agency, a new WWE narrative. This shift in presentation signals WWE's recognition that this isn't their truth, repackaged with a new name. This is a man reclaiming his dignity, his agency, and perhaps even vengeance. Reports suggest the company has greenlit a slow-burning arc, avoiding an immediate title chase. Instead, Killings will undergo a moral reckoning, calling out those who stood silent during his release, confronting management, and becoming the conscience of a locker room, too often complicit in silence. This is powerful storytelling, transforming what could have been a quiet farewell into a mission and a movement. The road ahead. Resilience, setbacks, and redemption. Killings isn't just back, he's redefining what being back means. WWE understands momentum can be fleeting. Surprise and sincerity made his return resonate, but sustaining it requires nuance. The creative plan includes moments where Killings fails, is outnumbered, or outmaneuvered, not to humiliate him, but to build sympathy through resilience. WWE wants him to become a figure fans don't root for out of nostalgia, but because they believe in his purpose, a purpose that directly challenges Cena's manufactured legacy with the power of earned respect. A new era of WWE storytelling. Ron Killings' journey from comedic relief to revolutionary archetype isn't just a comeback, it's a meta-narrative about control, identity, and legacy in WWE. His story is a bold experiment in storytelling authenticity that challenges the very core of WWE's scripted universe. As this rivalry with Cena unfolds, it promises to be more than just another feud. It's a symbolic battle between illusion and reality, corporate control and fan-driven narrative, manufactured legacy, and earned respect. For WWE and its audience alike, this is storytelling at its most compelling and emotionally charged.